Hey y'all, and welcome to episode 10 of AKA Daddy Podcast. It's your girl Hannah T. How y'all doing today? It's late recording this, so I might be a little quiet and a little loud. So this is gonna be the last episode of season 1. I'm not going anywhere. I am gonna take a little bit of a break. Not sure how long, probably a month or two. We'll see. So I can focus on season 2. I'm really excited. I have some things that I'm going to be preparing for. I definitely want to bring about more interviews with people. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. No topic is, no topic is limited. I want to talk about different things, parenting and just life in general, and, substantial topics that, that affects all of us, affect our day-to-day lives, So that's basically what, I want to focus on, just talking about all kinds of shit, because every day is something new, social media affects us, and parenting affects us, and money affects us, and survival, and and this government and life in general just affects us all, you know what I mean? And I just want to talk about a lot of shit, you know what I mean? So, and we are barely, in the almost the third month of the year, because I am recording this at the end of February. So yeah, we are, we're jump starting the beginning of the year. It's gonna be a lot of shit going on, and March is coming up, and sports is coming up. I don't know much about sports. I know about March Madness, basketball, I think college basketball and stuff like that. Again, I don't know too much, but and a lot of stuff coming up, April, autism awareness, things like that. May, June, July, I know 4th of July, and all kinds of stuff, everything goes on, and concerts and all kinds of shit. I want to talk about anything, any and everything, no topic is off limits. I want to talk about a lot of shit, you know what I mean? Just a lot of stuff. So yeah, I just trying to prepare, I want to, like I said, I want to incorporate more interviews, because it is hard to, put on a podcast by yourself and just, come up with things to talk about alone, but when you get that engagement with other people, it's a lot easier, because, you got the other person there to give their 2 cents, or give their, I guess their opinions, or, their views on things, you know what I mean? So yeah, definitely. That's just, what I want to focus on, in season 2, and, going forward and everything like that. And, all the way, the only way you could go is up, as one of my friends told me. But nah, that's what I want to do, cause a lot of things are going to be changing on this podcast, but we'll just play it by ear, and that's all you could do, is just play it by ear, especially when you're starting out. There's times in life where you have to kind of cut people off, and I know some people, they feel like, it's so wrong to cut people off, and it's so wrong to, just let people go and stuff like that. But, sometimes you got to cut people off permanently, or temporarily, or just for a while, until you guys are able to coexist. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to cut people off, I have some friends where they love to vent so much, and it's great and everything, to be a listening ear. But then after a while, like, you don't want to hear that shit. You don't want to hear all that shit, and, just be hearing about drama and all that shit. And nobody wants to hear that all day, every day. You know what I mean? Like, it could take a toll on people, so, you don't have to deal with a lot of stuff. And, sometimes it's really good to cut individuals out of your life, so in that way you could breathe, you could breathe, you're able to think clearly, you're able to, focus on what it is that you need to do in life, and focus on yourself and hear your own voice instead of hearing somebody else's voice. Because a lot of the times is we hear everybody else's voice but ourselves, or God, you know what I mean? If you're a religious person, you want to hear God's voice. Or if, you just want to get some clarity on stuff in life, you want to hear your own voice. You want to hear your own voice, or, just think, just be in nature and things like that, spend time with yourself, and the moment you give somebody else your attention, or you give somebody else your attention, you know, you take a lot away from yourself. You take a lot of time away from yourself. And that could have been ample time that you're using to, you know, create, or just learn a skill, or take a class, or, just meditate, or learn a new learn how to cook or bake, or just learn something, because every day is about learning. We're growing, we're learning, we're trying to figure life out. Life is very crazy, and we're trying to figure this shit out, and there's no instruction manual on how to live life. You know what I mean? And we gotta there's times where we have to really just like be by ourselves and hear ourselves, and just hell, just hear our own voice. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes and then also get that good sleep. Cause I notice when I get enough sleep, or if I get a decent amount of sleep, I'm able to think better. I'm able to think better, make better decisions. And, I could hear myself much better. You know what I mean? I'm able to come up with better ideas, and, make better decisions in the morning time. Once, like, that's why a lot of people say sleep on it. When you sleep on it, you're able to wake up with a clear head, a clear mind, and then you're able to think better. You know what I mean? If you get good sleep. So yeah, I don't think it's bad to cut nobody off, especially if it's going to benefit yourself. Cause a lot of the times, if we're dealing with a lot of bullshit, especially bullshit from other people, or like even just venting or whatever, that starts to add to your day, and added baggage to yourself that you don't even fucking need. You know what I mean? Like, you're like making somebody else's drama your own. And like, I know for me, like when I had certain friends and they would say certain things, I would start saying it too. And it was just like, it started becoming a form of a habit. And it's like a bad fucking habit. A lot of the bad habits they had, I would fucking have. And then it's because I'm hearing them so much. And I'm like, yo, I had to stop that shit. I really had to, because, I was blocking my blessings. You know what I mean? So yeah, sometimes, when you cut certain individuals off, it's a matter of, you're probably blocking your own blessings. You never know, you just really never know. And I know I talked about this in one of my earlier episodes. I really don't remember which one, but you could be blocking your blessings, in life, if you're just constantly going down the same rabbit hole, and the same, just the same cycle, repeating the same cycle over and over again, being like the Energizer Bunny and talking about the same shit and hearing about the same drama. It's like, I don't want to hear this shit again. Like, this shit's getting, what it is, deal with it. That's it. Like, why do we have to talk about this over and over again? Do something about it, and that's it. I personally, I don't like to discuss stuff. If I have a goal, I don't like to discuss nothing. And I have some people that they want to talk about everything. And I'm like, dude, I don't need to know all this. I don't need to know every single move you're going to make. Like, don't tell me this, because shit falls through the moment you open your mouth. In my opinion, it's happened to me all the time. Like, I've talked about certain things with people like, oh, a company was interested in me. And I told a couple people, and then next thing you know, shit fell through. I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have opened my mouth. If I wouldn't open my mouth, then I probably would have got the job. So yeah, you can't be, you can't always tell people stuff. You just never know who's also praying for your downfall. You never know if someone, is hoping that you don't get what it is that you want, that you've been working so hard for. You just never know. Like, people are shady nowadays. They could be like secretly hating on you and not wanting you to succeed, or not wanting you to have this certain goal or accomplishment or whatever it is. And they, they'll just be talking bad and talking down to you and talking shit, and don't want you to have nothing. You know what I mean? So stop, but just move in silence. I have one of my friends that always move in silence, because you don't want to talk about that shit. Like, I move in silence. Like, I'm not going to tell everybody stuff. Like, I might give little snippets, but you ain't going to know nothing. You know what I mean? Me personally, I'm a risk taker, but you ain't going to know the risk I take until I take them. Period. You ain't going to know shit until it's done. That's it. Like, I'm not going to tell everybody stuff. I've been through this shit so many fucking times where I've been through this shit so many times where I just open my mouth and then shit falls through. Like, that's why you can't open your mouth so much. You can't. Like, you just cannot. Keep shit to yourself. People always want to share everything. Oh, I'm on social media, da 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 da, showing off all this shit, like showing off all these chains, showing off all this money. Then you showing off the location you're at and shit. Or you might not even show the actual location. You might show like, a certain window or a certain place or a certain something, and it looks like familiar to other people, and then next thing you know, people know where you're at, and then now somebody trying to rob you. Keep your damn mouth shut. That's the problem. People want to open their damn mouth all the time. Like, shut the fuck up. Be quiet. Zip it. Don't tell everybody your business. Don't tell everybody stuff, because it's on a need to know basis. The only people that need to know certain things is people that are going to protect you, the people have your best interests at heart. Other than that, keep your mouth shut. People, they want to talk so much. Zip it. Sometimes it's really good to be selfish because, when you're selfish, you're able to focus on things better than always incorporating a lot of people, and we have to also try to differentiate the people that are there for us versus the people that are not, and the people that want us to do better versus the people that don't give a shit about us. And it's very hard, when you've been through certain shit in your life and then you don't know like the difference, especially like if you're seeking so much love from others and you kind of love yourself, but then you go to the wrong people for love. It's so hard to, because you give a lot of yourself to other people that you forget to show that kind of love, that it's hard to give that kind of love and appreciation to yourself. So it's like, you got to really we have to really just like try to heal and, get help for certain stuff. And, also just like really work on ourselves and, just be selfish and love yourself. Cause here, like I said in my last episode, once you love yourself, you'll attract love from a lot of different places, from other people. And, once you project that love, onto other people, it's going to be projected back onto you. And then, then everywhere you go, you're going to feel the love everywhere. Yeah. So I know that I talked a little bit about, where this podcast is going to be going, but yeah, I hope to collaborate with a lot of people, a lot of different people soon. I want to talk to real people, it's so hard when you have like a certain thing in mind on how you want your podcast to be, like what kind of topics you want to talk about, but then you're like so interested in like different topics, which I'm into. I'm into pop culture, I'm into music, hip hop music, I'm into real life shit, real life stories. I'm into like just a lot of different stuff, and it's like, damn, like how do I incorporate all of that into one podcast without creating a different podcast? Because it's like, it's so hard to do that. You know what I mean? It's so hard to just like limit to just one topic, because it's so hard. I really just want to talk about everything. I love talking to people. I love stories. I love hearing about different things. I love hearing about just real life shit, rags to riches type of stuff, and how somebody overcame struggle and shit like that. I love hearing shit like that. It's just like something I really, really just admire. You know what I mean? And I love music. Music is just a big part of me, a big part of my upbringing and my life. Without music, I can't, I can't function. You know what I mean? I got to listen to, music every day, and just like, without certain things, I just cannot function, and, that's why for the next episode, I want to talk to a lot of different people. A lot of conversations has been had with some people, and I'm like really really interested in just engaging with a lot of people. And I really want to engage with you guys. Like I said on my last episode, I want to engage with you guys a lot more, post a lot of reels and stuff, and just have a lot of conversations going about different shit, because every day's a different day. Like my boy Christopher said, Christopher Charles said, every day's a different day. Hopefully I could get him back onto the pod as well, and just talk about, see what he's been up to. I know he's trying to do his like creator shit, but yeah, I just want to get some people on, get some of my buddies on here, and get some of my podcast buddies and friends and stuff like that. And like I said, no topic is off limits. Let's talk about everything. I mean, I'm not going to be here trying to be disrespectful to any genders or anything like that. We're not gonna do that here, because for one, I ain't trying to get taken off. I'm not trying to get canceled. Not trying to, I ain't gonna be talking about shit like that. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk about controversial topics that's gonna get me canceled, because a lot of people are all about, oh yeah, let's talk about controversy and shit like that. Like, nah, I ain't doing that. Hell no, man. I'm getting started, man. I'm trying to stay on here, but I do want to talk about interesting stuff that not a lot of people talk about. You just have some people here, a lot of podcasts out here, they're just sitting here talking about, oh, well, yeah, we just smoked the other day, and yeah, I fucked like 5 bitches, and one wanted to be with me and I told her no, shit like that. Like, bro, shut up. Like, some people, they're just creating podcasts just to create it, and it's like so annoying. And me, I actually like try to plan this shit out. Honestly, I didn't even plan my this episode or my last episode, but at least I'm talking about interesting shit. You know what I mean? At least I got a voice. At least I know what the fuck I want to do. And, I'm trying to do it. You know what I mean? Not half these people, they're just like creating a podcast just cause it's the thing to do. It's the thing right now. It's good to have a podcast because it's just the thing, man. Everybody else has one. Man, get the fuck out of here. Nah, but I know what I'm trying to do. But anyways, yeah, I can't wait to see you guys on season 2. This is going to be the end of season 1. I was planning on having 12 episodes, but I decided to just have 10 episodes because I just really wanted to, it's like I said, it's a lot to come up with stuff by yourself. It really is. It takes a lot of planning. You want to make sure that things are going to make sense, and, people are going to be into it and things like that. But it's a lot better when you engage with other people and have conversations with other people. So yeah, that's why I decided to just, get it down to 10 episodes and, focus on the next season, and, talk to other people, and play around with like platforms and stuff like that, and interviewing platforms and things like that, and and yeah. But yeah, I am very excited to get season 2 off the ground. It hasn't really gone off the ground yet, but no, that will be my next focus while I am on a break. And yeah, we definitely need to take these breaks and do what we got to do, and I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited to, bring something new and something fresh for season 2. And I really hope you guys like it. And, I just want to say thank you guys for sticking with me in season 1. Thank you to all of my podcast buddies. I'm about to shout everybody and their mama out right now. Okay. We are the Mess Podcast. Ignorant Geniuses podcast, my boys, Steven, who's on We Are the Mess podcast. Let's see, what's the other guy's name on Ignorant Geniuses? I forgot his name. I think it's something ain't shit. Forgot what his name. But no, I want to shout them out because they always show me love every time I post. I try to show as much love as I can to them. My boy Peyton, who edited a lot of my episodes, the majority of my episodes, he edited. I like to shout him out. Trying to think who else. I can't think of anyone else. Those are like the 3 people who have, really, really supported and has been here from, since day 1. I also want to shout out. That's it. Like basically those 3 people, they have stuck with me since day 1. And like, we kind of followed each other since I started this podcast. And I started, following different podcasts on social media, just to like kind of get an idea of how podcasting works and what other people are doing, and not to copy nobody else, but just kind of get an idea like, oh, okay, this is how I'm gonna do things. This is probably not how I'm gonna do things, whatever. And yeah, those guys, they have, stuck with me. And my boy Peyton, they all three of these guys has really stuck with me since day one. Oh, also BBC Podcast 909, Christopher Charles, those guys. There's about like 5 or 6 people. They have all stuck with me since day one, since I started and since I followed them. They've all been supportive. Man, if we all lived in the same state or whatever, I would throw us a big ass party. Maybe one of these days. And they're always, telling me like, oh, you're gonna succeed, and things like that. But no, just starting out, it's good to have a group of people that you talk to, and that they're at the same stage as you, and they're starting out and stuff like that, and they're trying to get going, they're trying to get their stuff going, and their focus and things like that. It's good to have that group of people like that. Yeah, but you just never know who out of your network or your group of people that who support you. You just never know who's gonna make it. You just never know who's gonna make it. So I just would like to shout out everyone once again. We Are the Mess Podcast, Ignorant Geniuses Podcast. Also Steven from We Are the Mess Podcast. I think Aaron ate shit from Ignorant Geniuses. Also BBC 909, BBC Podcast 909. Christopher Charles, Your Fave Granny, Peyton. I'd like to give you guys all a shout out, because you guys have been there since day one, still here, still supporting, and yeah, I really appreciate all of you guys for the support. If you guys ever need anything, I'm here too. But with that being said, thank you guys for also supporting me and sticking with me through season 1. It was a slow season, but I got my feet wet. I'm so excited for you guys to see what's in store for season 2. So thank you so much, you guys. And I hope you guys all take care of yourself and be good to others and be good to yourself. Bye.